The Israelis and the Palestinians are both ethnically Semitic. You can't hate the Arabs without hating the Jews, the Greeks, the Spanish. Did I say the Sicilians? Greeks. Whatever, I said Greeks twice. Islam is an attack on Christianity. It hates the Greeks. Well, North Korea and South Korea are one people. The United Nations just doesn't know how. They couldn't religion their way out of a wet paper bag. Because Islam technically is not a religion. Men of the book are welcome wherever people are allowed to read. But some so-called religions don't exist outside the context of a prehistoric, feudalistic slavery state. For among my people are found wicked men who lay in wait like fowlers. They set snares, they trap men. Jeremiah 5:26. The Middle East is a lawless place. Judah means faithful. Only the faithful can hold that end of the Silk Road. There's no Christian who is not a Judeo-Christian, unless you don't believe in Moses. You don't like David, Solomon. No, you just like Paul. Blame the Jews, because Islam encourages that. They don't like anything Greek. Unlike a real religion, it is not against Islam to renounce your faith and bow down and pretend to be our friends. Till the time comes to purify the land of the wicked all at once. Well, Revelations, I don't know if you read it, says that when Jesus comes back, it ain't going to be pretty. Prophecy isn't exactly, an exit strategy for your business model. Alki Collins was a devout Muslim, red-haired Muslim. Bill Clinton ran the most successful series of Black Ops campaigns in known history, meaning we know about it, and the post-Marxist groupthink mass media zombie apocalypse blackmailed him twice over a Russian with the White House, oldest intern in White House history. The United Nations took Slobodan Milosevic out of war crimes prison at The Hague and made him Secretary General of the UN Security Council. Around the same time, they also appointed Idi Amin. They're both terrorists. The United Nations thinks religion is whatever scares the peasants. If it weren't for the Protestants, there would be no Islamic State. They tell their slaves to get real jobs, they kill Steve Jobs. Brains! Brains! The existence of one privately owned prison on the land is a direct challenge to the authority of democracy as a whole. If Geneva is not represented on the land, cluster bombs are cheap, my friends. My F-35 is vastly superior. I would prefer to round up the United Nations and blow their brains all over an unmarked, informal trench on the outskirts of Ground Zero. The Super Bowl halftime show. The greatest Super Bowl halftime show in NFL history. Guess I'll just have to settle for Congress. Defenders of our liberties could investigate their own asses if they were on fire. Wouldn't know religion if it jumped out from behind a burning bush and bit their asses off. Incidentally, honorable representation without taxation. Pertaining to the current Trump investigation, the Boy Scouts found a bag of money and says Walker on it, as in George Herbert Walker Bush. Trying to put the national parks back in responsible hands. This is not just how it is. First, do no harm, or you're not a goddamn doctor, is the law, not a law. You're an excuse. The devil had 40 days and nights to try the Messiah, the Savior of all mankind. 40 days and nights. Now, who the hell do you think you are? Israel, beloved Roma, there is no Christian who is not a Judeo-Christian. Can the faithful please stop bickering with each other long enough to do something about the cross-eyed cannibal god charging extra for these little blonde kids? He said they charge extra for the little blonde kids. He must be some kind of monster. Well, we're not affiliated, stupid. I didn't say it was a good idea. That's this whole psychological racket is based on the idea that we might just be some kind of total, just immoral, deviant, and then they elect abominations to prove it. See? The media doesn't know what's going on. They go where the money is to try to report something without losing their job. Jane Fonda destroyed the military-industrial complex. What we have now is called the Eternal Caliphate. Where my Vietnam vets at? Yo, Navy SEALs, Rangers, I am OTF. If there's a human left, here's this message. CIA says we can defeat North Korea with McDonald's. How much does the United Nations want to let us build a McDonald's? Somebody is obviously smuggling squid burgers across the DMZ. Look at Kim Jong. Would you just look at him? The KKK owes us a SATCOM battery. That's the little blonde kids who have already been sold. They are slaves to the prophet. Brains, brains. The presence of one fascist colonial profiteer prison on the land is a direct challenge to the authority of the democracy as a whole. We hold these truths to be self-evident. We don't need no stinking badges.